right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Monte-Carlo, and big day today. We've been really lucky the last couple of days because we've had like two crazy matches with Medvedev versus Hashanov, and then yesterday was Zverev and Berrettini. Two awesome matches. But now we have two matches that could be upsets. I mean, the way that the ATP's been going, it could be upsets. I feel like this one's the more likely to be an upset than the next one. But Cerundolo taking on Alcaraz. They played a couple of weeks ago, and it was a close second set. But this is a clay court. They haven't played on clay before. So, winner of this match will take on Altmaier, who is the qualifier who took out Felix Auger-Aliassime and also Gasquet. So, probably a better matchup for these guys if they'll be liking that matchup. But Cerundolo took out Fognini easily in the first round, love in 3. And now he takes on Carlos. Fran is 22 in the world. He's 26 years old from Argentina, 6'1", right-handed. 16 wins, 7 losses on the year. He has no titles this year, but he's got 3 career titles. And he's got good form. He's made, since the Australian Open, made the quarterfinals or better every tournament he's played. And he's been in very good form, Cerundolo. And Alcaraz, number 3 in the world, 21 years old from Spain. If he wins this tournament, he will be number 2 in the world. 6 foot tall, right-handed, 15 wins, 4 losses on the year, and has a title in Rotterdam on the indoor hard courts. 17 career titles, and did okay at Indian Wells, but in Miami, lost early. And they played at Indian Wells, and it was Carlos in a straight sets win, but the second set was close, and there was chances for Cerundolo to take the second. So, first time meeting on a clay court, and advantage Fran, I think. Or slight advantage. Or maybe even 50-50, because it's clay court Carlos too, right? But Fran loves the clay as well. And this is the first Carlos Alcaraz clay court match of the year. Cerundolo's played a lot of clay already this year, so I'm interested to see how this goes. I think this could be tough for Carlos. Very tough. How are we doing, chat? What's going on? What are we up to? By the way, so many tennis matches going on right now, including Rublev and Monfils. They're playing right now. And they're just starting. Busy lurking and listening? Fair enough. Tabilo has beaten Djokovic. Has Cerundolo beaten Carlos? I feel like by saying that, like, I feel like that's such a shallow way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, Tabilo beat Djokovic that one time they played, and then Cerundolo's lost both the matches on a hard court and a grass court to Alcaraz. Like, come on. Like, I feel like that's such you can, like, that's like, if you don't know the head-to-heads, you would think that this match would be closer. And it is. It should be. Tabilo beating Djokovic one time once last year, compared to Fran playing as well as he has. I mean, Tabilo's played terrible at the moment. But they could both win easily, and then who cares? Or lose. Working and listening to you, 90 minutes of tennis played. Cool. Tabilo's good on clay, though. Yeah, and so is Cerundolo. See Draper score yesterday? Yeah, Draper, he's got to play for Kina tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. Who's the dark horse for RG? I don't know. Rude? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe? By the way, it looks super shitty weather. The weather looks so crappy today. Yeah, Jack Claper, yeah. I tell you, if he beats Fokina, we gotta start watching, taking him seriously on clay. Rude is one of the favorites. Amir, I don't know what's wrong, mate. You just got in here and now you're trying to pick fights. Amir chose violence today. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're having a good day. We're just waiting for the players to come out of court. Is it raining? Or is it just really dark weather? What is going on? The weather looks so bad. It's not raining, because is it? It just looks really cloudy. Cerundolo in straights. Okay. Scoreboard is broken. Yeah, they haven't started yet, so that is why. Chat. I know it's Wednesday. I think it's just overcast. Yeah, it just looks... I don't think it's raining. It just looks really ugly. Maybe Kyrgios ending things with his girlfriend might fire him for Wimbledon. How do you know that? I didn't... How do you know that? That's so weird. How do you know that there's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if it's a thing. That's wild. How do you know did that even happen? That's crazy. All right, players are coming out of court. Carlson 2 tie breaks, okay. It was sunny earlier. Yeah. Oh, Fran looks serious. I'll tell you, chat. I love Carlos. I like watching Carlos, which is probably why I'm more afraid of Fran than I am for Djokovic as afraid of Tabilo. Because I think Djokovic beats Tabilo, but I think this is dangerous. This is a dangerous match for Carlos. And I'm nervous because I want him to win, because I want him to play well, so we can watch more Carlos, because we haven't watched enough of Carlos lately. And I have fun watching him, which is why I think this could be an upset. Because it's scary. This is a scary match, chat. This is scary. Yeah, the weather is terrible. It looks so dark and crappy. And Alcaraz hasn't won many matches here. In fact, I don't think he means he's won any matches. If Carlos loses today, I still think he wins Madrid. Yeah. Yeah, like if Alcaraz loses today, all the haters are gonna come out and be like, "Oh, he's not even that good." Yeah, okay, but that's not true because Fran's great on clay, and just great in general. But yeah, it's one of those. Chat. We've had so many of these matches this week already. Medvedev, Zverev, and now Alcaraz. Where on paper it's like they're tough, and they have been tough, right? They've been 3-setters the other two matches. But like they're matches that like Zverev needed that win yesterday. Alcaraz needs this win today. You know, against a good quality clay court guy to kick off the season properly. Medvedev got the Hashanov win, which was a great win for him to kick it off. You know, it's just these are like, you know, Medvedev, Zverev, and Alcaraz are guys that need wins, right? Because they haven't been playing the best tennis lately. Consistently, anyway. All right. Packed stadium again, by the way. Just so many people there. Fran's the best unseeded player in the draw? Yeah. 100%. All right. Alcaraz wearing like purple. Come out like Thanos. Alcaraz is mentally on another level than Zverev. I wouldn't compare them. I'm not comparing Zverev and Alcaraz. I'm just saying that Zverev and Alcaraz are both in need of wins. I'm not saying that Alcaraz and Zverev are the same person. I didn't say that. I'm just saying that all right, winner of this plays Altmaier. Quali. God, I hope it doesn't rain. But if it does rain, we're on clay, so it doesn't matter. It's okay if it rains. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Now, Alcaraz has got off to a good start against Cerundolo the 2 times they played. And then the second set's been close. So if you're going for Cerundolo, you kind of need him to get off to a good start. He needs to win the first set. Otherwise, he's going to have to battle. But Alcaraz has gone off to a hot start the 2 times they played already, including a couple weeks ago, which we watched. So let's see if it happens this time. By the way, Cerundolo is in such great form at the moment. Just consistently making the quarterfinals and beyond since Australia. Now, there are other matches going on right now, including, and not limited to, Borges versus Martinez are in a third set. You got Caboli and Feast. Feast is up a set against Caboli, and Rublev and Monfils just playing. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Plenty to keep on top of. And then, of course, after this, we've got Djokovic, and then also other matches are happening today. Mahatch versus Demonor, great matchup. Batista Agut versus Rude. Tiafoe Popyrin, huh? All right. Medvedev Muller. So yeah, there's some crazy matches still to come. All right. Here we go. I have no idea who's serving. Cerundolo serving. Cerundolo is serving. I repeat, Cerundolo is serving. Cerundolo will serve. I'll tell you what, Alcaraz in that... Oh, God, I'm going to get hate. I don't care. Alcaraz in that purple looks like Rafa. Alcaraz in that purple, it's a Rafa. That's a Rafa purple. That's a Rafa color. That's something Rafa would have worn 12 months ago. That's a Rafa color. Come at me, Rafa fans. I'll take you. It's a Rafa color. It's a purple. It's not as vibrant as Rafa, but it's still a Rafa purple. Like, that's a Rafa outfit. Nike are just going straight to the Rafa closet. That's what they're doing. Don't compare Rafa and Alcaraz! I'm not. I'm just saying the clothes. The color of the shirts, all right? It's just a shirt, all right? It's just a color. Color of a shirt. You said that at the US Open last year and he lost? Cool. And? Yeah, lavender purple is a Rafa color. Cerundolo's wearing like a glow-in-the-dark rave color. I don't know what he's rocking the safety gear, the night work. He's rocking the fluoro glow-in-the-dark stuff. Borges says it's an underarm serve on break point. Did he win it, though? Did he win the point, though? Prediction for Fonseca this clay season? He will win stuff. He will win things. All right, chat. Who you got? I'm going to go Alcaraz in 3, but I would not be shocked if Cerundolo won. This is a scary match. This is a dangerous match. Alcaraz won the toss, elected to receive. Collingwood. Ugh. All right. Cerundolo serves. And return goes out by Alcaraz, and it's 15-love. Cerundolo in 3, Alcaraz in 2. Tough match. Djokovic final. Who wins? No idea. So to serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Cerundolo. To the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz hits it out. 30 love. Remember, this is the first match that Alcaraz has played on clay since losing the Olympic final. Remember that. That was the last time Alcaraz played on clay. He lost at the Olympics. Cerundolo serves a fault second serve. Second serve. Goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand from Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand goes long and it's 40 love. By the way, person in chat just writing random things, asking me questions. Please don't do that. Please keep it on topic. You were spamming. You were spamming questions that I'm not going to answer. So it's just wasting everybody's. You're just wasting your time. Ask me tennis questions. 40 love. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve into the backhand of Alcaraz. Return goes into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz 4-1 of the stretch. Into the forehand of Cerundolo as Cerundolo hits it long, 40-15. Do you think clay is Alcaraz's best surface? Yes. Look, I think slow surfaces are slower. So, clay, yes, but also slow hard courts, right? Slow, like medium slow hard courts. 40-15. Is it a forehand in the net from Alcaraz or 1-love Cerundolo? That's such a. I hate that question. I'll tell you why. Because it's such a. Is clay his favorite surface? Yeah, but he can play on grass and he can also play on hard court. It's such a silly question because it's like, I don't think Alcaraz jumps on a court and goes, man, except for maybe fast hard courts. I don't think Alcaraz plays on any court and goes, man, this is my least favorite surface. Like, I don't think Alcaraz has a least favorite, but I also don't think he has his best surface is whatever he wins on, right? And he wins on everything. So he doesn't have a best surface. See, people are like, now, see, this is what happens. When somebody asks me, is clay the best? And then I say, yeah. And then it's like, but he's won 2 Wimbledons. And it's like, yeah, but he's also won the US Open. So it's like, well, what is this? He doesn't have a favorite. He doesn't have a best surface. He's great on every surface. He just isn't great on fast hard courts. That's the only surface that he struggles on. But every other surface he can win and he can play well on, right? He's an all-round player. So I don't think he has a best surface. Clay's one of them, but he can also play on hard courts. Fast hard courts are the only weakness at this point. All right, backhand goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand from Fran goes long. 15 love. There's also a difference between favorite and best. Yeah, Alcaraz's favorite surface might be grass because he's won Wimbledon twice, and he's like, oh, I love this. But his best surface, I mean, yeah. I don't think he has a best surface. I think he's such an all-round player that I don't think there's one surface where it's like, oh, he's not, because he's not unstoppable on clay. You know, he has lost on clay before. Is it a slice from Alcaraz long, 15-0? But he's very good on clay, and he's very good on hard courts. He's very good on grass. So can Nadal, but his best surface was clay. Yeah, but Nadal's record on clay compared to the other surfaces was so, like, his titles on clay and his head-to-head on clay and his record on clay was so much better than any other surface that you can look at Rafa and go, well, his best and favorite surface was clay because look at the results. Whereas on Alcaraz's side, if you look at his breakdown of results, it's pretty evenly spread at this stage, right? Like, it's not like Rafa at this age had like 1 million clay titles and a couple of other titles, right? Whereas Alcaraz has got a pretty even spread, you know, of grass. He's got, 3 grass? Let me check. Like, Alcaraz is definitely way more all court than Rafa was at this age. You know, Rafa at 21 was still he was the king of clay, you know. All right. 30-15. There's a default by Alcaraz. Second serve. As a return goes in the forward of Alcaraz. Back in now from Cerundolo. And Alcaraz hits a forehand long. All right, 30 all. 30 all. Vince.
Today is my 25th birthday.
Hey.
I'm trying to gamble on Monte-Carlo, the Champions League, the NBA, and retire today. I cannot do this employee stuff no more.
Hey, Vince. Happy 25th birthday. Maybe not gamble to get out of work. That's probably not a good strat. Find something you love to do. Get employed by something you love doing. As Alcaraz said, the smash in 40-30. Yeah, maybe don't resort to gambling as a way of getting out of your work. You're probably better off trying to find something that you love doing, and then try and enjoy that instead of gambling is not the answer. There's a lot more people that lose at that than make a living. So I wouldn't recommend. That goes out by Cerundolo, and it's 1-0. But happy birthday. Hopefully you have a good day. All right, 1 game all. So I was saying Djokovic's best service is hardcore, but he can play on all services. Yeah. Yep, and what are you going to add to that? Yeah, Djokovic, yeah. I think with Alcaraz too, he is only 21. It's too early to say whether or not, what is his best. Well, he'll eventually have a surface that he's better on, even if it's slightly better. But right now, it's too early to say that is because look, he's got a lot of clay, a lot of clay titles. He's got a lot of hardcore titles, and the small amount of grass court events he's played, he's won. Right, so it's it's too early. Maybe at 25, we can go, man, he's got a lot of hardcore titles, more than clay and then more than grass or whatever. It's too hard to say. Whereas, yeah, Djokovic, you can go, well, yeah, hard courts is his thing. Look at all the titles he's got. Doesn't mean he can't play on the others. And Rafa the same, right? Clay was the obvious pick. Alcaraz is maybe too early. Too early to say. All right, 15 love. Gil said that he would not be too surprised if Cerundolo upsets Carlos. Chat. Gil is a smart man. I always say that. He knows what he's talking about. As a backhand slice from Cerundolo, that goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz puts it away, 15-0. Chat, you should listen to Gil. All right? If Gil thinks that Cerundolo's got a chance today and thinks that he wouldn't be surprised that if he beats Alcaraz, then maybe you should listen to him and me and just listen. All right. 15-0. As your backhand slice goes in the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand now from Alcaraz on stretch. Cerundolo hits a forehand winner, 30-15. Gil's also been on the Draper hype train for years, just saying. Yeah, and how's that gone for him? Yeah, how silly of him to hype up Draper. What a dumb thing to do. That's so silly that Gil would hype up Draper, the guy who just won Indian Wells by beating Alcaraz along the way, and also then he's number 6 in the world. That's how wrong was he about Draper? Yeah, what a silly thing for him to hype up Jack Draper, who is only in number 6 in the world right now. I mean, what a crazy thing for Gil to do. 30-0 drop shot Alcaraz. Come on now. Come on. 30-0. A bit of serve. Into the net from Cerundolo. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes to the forehand of Cerundolo. Oh, Fran hits it long. 30-40. Now, the thing with Fran is that if his forehand's not working, it's not easy for him to... It won't be easy for him today. He needs that forehand to work to be a chance. If he's not hitting good... If he's making errors on the forehand, then he won't win. All right, 30-40. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand out from Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand on the stretch. Alcaraz comes in. And Fran goes behind the back. But it goes long. Break. Alcaraz breaks. 2-1. Remember, chat, you get banned if you think Draper is good. Who told you that? Draper is the best British tennis player ever. False. That is incorrect. Chad, why do you make me do this? Why do you say things that make me sound like I'm not being nice when I'm just stating a fact and I'm just correcting somebody who said something that's ridiculous? You make me sound like I don't like Draper. But it's not, it's just inaccurate. You've just said an inaccurate thing because British means Great British and Andy Murray's better. And that's just Murray. There's other people too. But I have to correct you and then it's like Draper fans are going to think that I'm hating on him. But it's not, I'm just saying that Andy Murray's better. It's truth. I'm just speaking truth. I'm just saying the right thing. I'm just making a correction. Chat, just think before you type. Please. Alcaraz's kit is purple. Best English footballer? I don't know. Beckham. 0.
ICAM are the next two Olympics hard courts.
Yes. Los Angeles and Brisbane. They'll be both on hard courts. Yes. Yes. Thank you for the donation. Alfred.
In your opinion, who will be the dark horse on the Monte Carlo?
Dark horse, I will go with... I'll go Casper Ruud. Actually, no, I'll go Draper. I'm going to go Draper just because, I'm sick of people thinking that I don't like him. I'm going to go Draper because that Draper is a legit hard dark horse, right? Because, Ruud made the final here last year and some of you are going to cry and be like, oh, Cam, but Ruud is too good. Fine, I'll go Draper on clay. That's Draper on clay is unproven, so I'll go Draper as a dark horse for this. He looked really good yesterday, so I'll base that off that. All right, 2-1. Alcaraz with the break, but Cerundolo hits a winner. 15, love. I love 15. How can Ruud be a clay court on dark horse? I feel like some of you don't understand what dark horse means. Dark horse is somebody who is not likely to win. He's not Ruud is not the favorite. Chat. I'll flip that. If Ruud's not a dark horse, then is he a favorite? Is Ruud a favorite to here? Is Ruud a favorite? Maybe after Zverev lost, but is he though? Is Ruud one of the favorites to win Monte-Carlo? Really? 15-0. I feel like Ruud might be on the brink, in the middle. Because I think Alcaraz, Djokovic, Tsitsipas, maybe even Rublev are ahead of Ruud. And when Zverev was here, maybe Zverev. I think Ruud is more of a favorite than Medvedev and de Minaur. But I don't know if Ruud's a favorite, but maybe he's not a dark horse either. He's sort of in the middle. He's under the radar. As Alcaraz hits a winner, 30-15. Be nice to Casper. We'll never know. Am I not being nice by just speaking? Chat, I know it's Wednesday and everyone's sensitive, but we just need to relax. 30-15. Don't worry, we'll get through this week together. It's okay. Everything will be fine. It'll be okay, chat, I promise. We'll get through this week. It's almost the weekend, all right? Backhand goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand slice. Goes long. 30 all. All right, then Draper's my dark horse pick. Musetti is a dark horse? Oh, that's not bad. But he is good on clay, so you can't pick him. 30 all. Serve. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. Return goes forehand of Alcaraz. As we get a forehand now to the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand down the line. Cerundolo gets it with the forehand cross. Alcaraz forehand again to the forehand of Cerundolo. Down the line to the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand into the backhand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz hits it long. Breakpoint Fran. 30-40. To get back on serve. 30-40. By the way, chat, you like this scoreboard? Is it better or worse? Or did you not even notice that I made changes? All right. First serve is a fault by Alcaraz. Second serve. Hey, Blunted, thank you for the 18 months. Second serve. As the return goes back in of Alcaraz. Back in now from Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. The Cerundolo forehand goes long, and we get to deuce. We get to deuce. Lovely scoreboard. All right. Kathy thinks it's worse, but everyone else seems to be okay with it. Hey, LA, thank you for the 30 months. Cam's the best. Appreciate that. You're the best. Don't tell the others. As with a serve, into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz with the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand. Down the line. Goes long, and it's advantage Cerundolo to get back on serve. Hey, TJ, thank you for the 17 months. You're the best. Wait. Don't tell LA. Don't tell... But yeah... Everyone's great. Equally. All the members. And the non-members. And the lurkers. Advantage Cerundolo. As a backhand return. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand. Again to the forehand of Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. As Alcaraz with forehand. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. As Alcaraz forehand again. Into the backhand of Fran. Now to the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo. Backhand again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. The Cerundolo backhand again to the backhand of Alcaraz. Down the line goes long, and we're back on serve. Clay court tennis. We're having clay court. This is clay court tennis. Scoreboard changed. Easier to read, maybe. But is it easier to read? All right. Here we go. 2-0. By Rublev on the first set, 6-4. And Feast has got match points against... against Caboli. All right. 2-0. And Cerundolo gets the first point of this game. 15 love. 15 love. Not showing stats, they're right here. As the return goes in the forehand of Cerundolo, backing up from Alcaraz into the backhand of Cerundolo as Alcaraz forehand of the stretch. Can't get it, man. Fran starting to hit the ball hard. 30 love. 30 love. Like the new couch. It's the same couch. It's the old couch. All right, 30 love. Feast gets a win. Nice. All right, 30 love. This channel should work on lower seed matches during slams when top player matches were happening. That's how to elevate lower ranked players. I'll take that into consideration. 40 love. 40 love. As we to serve again. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. He shanks it long, and it's 3-2 Cerundolo. He takes the lead. How is Feast on clay? Good. He can win on clay. Feast can win on clay. I meant detailed ones that are usually there. No, like literally the stats, I just moved them from here to here. They're on this side. They haven't changed. They're the exact same stats. They're just on the other side. Oh, you saw them? Okay. Basically, what that person was saying was we should watch Dasher more. Is that what you said? Should work on lower seed matches. So like Kazakhina matches. Yeah. You want to watch more Dasher. All right. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. You want to say that loud? I heard you. All right. We'll watch more Dasher then. She's a lower ranked player. All right. Cerundolo leads 3-2. You don't have to tell me twice. Should cover mixed doubles also. Wait, you want me to watch football as well? Basketball? The Olympics? We watch that cricket? What else do you want me to do? Learn how to do a backflip? What do you want from me?
There's too much tennis already. I can't do everything. It's too hard. I already watched so much.
Watch golf? Never. All right, Alcaraz to serve. Watch hockey as well, yeah. All right, 3-2 Cerundolo. And Cerundolo hits it back in the net. 15 love. 15 love. By the way, anyone who says pickleball gets banned, so just beware. That's a bad word. That's a bad word. We don't say that word here. $15. Alcaraz maybe making too many errors. Alcaraz serves. Fault. Second serve. Second serve. Oh, it's an ace. All right, 30-15. 30-15. Serve again. Carl says he wants a girlfriend. Okay. Seems like a strange thing to bring up in the chat. 30-15 is Alcaraz at the backhand wide. 30-all. Chance for Cerundolo to break. He's already up in the set. Oh, boy. All right. Alcaraz serves. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand to the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again to Cerundolo. Into that Alcaraz backhand. And Alcaraz overhits it. Oh, man. Alcaraz hitting so many errors. Chat, this is bad. This is bad. Too many errors, chat. He's hitting too many errors. 30-40. Break point, Cerundolo. Serve, Alcaraz. Into the back of Cerundolo. Good return. Alcaraz forehand. Cerundolo backhand pass. Alcaraz volley and then it's wide. Okay. Alcaraz is broken. Serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again. The forehand of Fran. As Carl's backhand to the backhand of Fran. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand down the middle. Goes long. And it's love 15. Serve. Is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in to the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz forehand in the net. 15 all. As the return goes wide by Alcaraz. 30-15. 30-15. Alcaraz is trash. You're trash. 30-15. Who's that famous blonde lady? She must be famous. They zoomed in on her face. 30-15. As the return goes into the back end of Cerundolo. Down the line is off the tape, but it doesn't go over. 30 all. 30 all. I don't think it was Marilyn Monroe. That's your mum? Well, give her back the iPad. You've been on it too long, all right? 30 all. Serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes long. God, Alcaraz's forehand is not working today. All right, 40-30. Cerundolo for a 5-2 lead. $40-30. 40-30. There's a bit of fault from Fran. Second serve. As the backhand return goes to forehand to Cerundolo. Backhand Alcaraz in the net. 5-2. Cerundolo with the break in the first. Alcaraz lost? No, he hasn't. It's still going. They're still playing right now. By the way, Monfils up a break in the second against Rublev. All right. It's Victoria Silvstedt from Sweden. Am I going to look this up and it's going to be something bad? If it's something bad, I'm blaming you all. Okay, no, it's nothing bad. She's a singer? She is... What does she do? Oh, she's an actress. Oh, she's been in like a heap of movies back in the day. Back in like in the 2000s, she was in a lot of movies, like American movies. And she also sings songs. She's a model, okay? And she's a model, okay? So what can't she do? Yeah, she's a model, actress, singer, television personality. Who I've never heard of. But there's a lot of people I haven't heard of, so. Cool. Well, she's there, so that's cool. All right, Alcaraz serving to stay in the set. All right, 15 love. As we return now to the front of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo. Into the back of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand. Again, the back of Alcaraz down the line is good to the front of Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it wide. 30 love. And a bit of a come on there from Alcaraz for the first time. No question, Cerundolo is a good player, but you can't disagree when saying that Alcaraz is not the same peak of playing style he was in the last 2 years.
He's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. You can't just think what you just said. He's 21 years old. 2 years ago he was 19. He's 21 years old. He's 21 years.
All right, 30 love as that goes out by Cerundolo. 40 love. $40 love. $40 love. Serve volley. Sorry, headphone wearers. Alcaraz volleys it away. Okay, 5-3. Cerundolo's going to serve the set. All right. 5-3 Cerundolo. All right, 5-3. Cerundolo serves. This has been a very quick first set by like 33 minutes. As the return goes to the front of Cerundolo. Drop shot's good, but Alcaraz is quick. He comes to the net. Cerundolo forehand pass. Too good. Fran playing that clay court tennis. 15 love. Stop trashing the players. Just enjoy the tennis. Exactly. It's because people like bet on Alcaraz or something. Bro, you should have been here at the start of the match when I said Cerundolo could win. Don't bet on Alcaraz if you think Cerundolo's going to win. $15 love. As good serve down the tee from Cerundolo. 30 love. $30 love. It's the first ace of the day from Cerundolo. 30 love. Served on the tee. Oh, it's another ace. 40 love, Fran. To take the first set. He's never won a set against Alcaraz in 2 meetings, but they've also never played on clay in their ATP careers. I think they played on clay on a challenger event a couple years ago. As Fran wins a set. All right, Cerundolo, 6-3. First set. Okay. This isn't the normal Alcaraz. Chat. You're forgetting that he's playing someone who is good on clay. Like, this is not like this. Chad, you should listen to me more often. Anyway, 6 winners and 13 errors from Alcaraz. So not great from him on the clay. Remember, it's his first clay match of the year too. Cerundolo, 7 winners, 6 errors, 2 aces included. Like, if you're thinking this is some like wild, crazy, ridiculous upset, you need to watch more tennis on clay, especially when Fran's involved, because Cerundolo's a good clay courter. He was born on the clay. He was bred by it. Look at him playing in Argentina at the start of the year. He lost to Fonseca, who's a crazy player. And, I mean, come on. I told you yesterday that Cerundolo has made the quarterfinals or better every tournament since the Australian Open. He's only lost to really good players. He hasn't just lost to scrubs. He's in great current, like he's very confident right now. He hasn't won any titles, but he's been consistently making it far. And then you put him on a clay court against a guy who hasn't played on clay since the Olympics. It's always going to be tough for Alcaraz. His first match on clay, you know? Whereas clay, like last year or the year before, you know, he was playing in the clay courts or on the clay courts earlier. It's Alcaraz's first clay court match for a long, long time against a guy who plays on clay for fun. People should understand that playing a video game is different from real life. I think, yeah, that's a valuable lesson. Tiafoe can never be like this. What? Why did Francis just get a bloody drive-by? That's not fair. Carlos needs to fight back. He has got to show his class. Yeah, look, if Alcaraz cleans this up, he'll win the second. Because the good thing about that first set, it wasn't like Fran was playing ridiculous. Alcaraz wasn't playing great. Fran played solid, though, but Alcaraz was not playing great. So if Alcaraz can clean it up in the second, he could probably take the second if Fran stays the same level. 15 love? Why are you giving Alcaraz excuses for being bad? Some of you need to just, I don't know, get a hobby. 15 love. As a return goes in from Cerundolo. Forehand to the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand now from Cerundolo. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again. Cerundolo slices into the forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. And Cerundolo hits it long. 30 love. 30 love. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. As return goes back into Alcaraz. Back in now from Alcaraz goes long. 30-15. Why Cam Williams doesn't have audacity to stream other matches during top-ranked player matches? Bro, if you have a complaint, call the manager. As we return now the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand now from Cerundolo. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand down the line. The backhand of Cerundolo. Slice from Alcaraz goes in. Forehand from Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz on the stretch. Goes in there. 30-all. Guy out here saying, hey, we should have been watching Mahatch versus Demon or something. Like, what do you want from me, brother? Hey, bro, why aren't you watching Borges Martinez? Why are you watching this trash? Okay, brother. Yeah, Alcaraz losing is what a waste. Why are we watching this match? It doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean? Should have been watching someone else. Bro came in here complaining. Do you wake up and turn into a Karen? What's up? Are you all right? You okay? Somebody give that guy a hug. 30-all. Guy came in here and chose Karen. As it a forehand out of the backhand. Nope, Alcaraz hits it out again. Another error. 30-40. 30-40. The audacity. All right. 30-40. Cerundolo to get the break in the second. By the way, to the guy complaining constantly in the stream, we're going to be watching Djokovic next. Please don't cry. Please, I'm sorry, but we have to watch Djokovic. Please don't be upset, though. As we going to return into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand out from Cerundolo. Alcaraz with the volley. Oh, that's a great shot. That's a great shot. That's the best shot he's hit all day, Alcaraz.
This is going to be on tennis TV, bro.
Deuce. We get to deuce. I like Cam's picks. Thank you. All right. We get to deuce. Lovely volley from Alcaraz. Finally, he's playing some tennis. By the way, Alcaraz was up a break 2-1 in the first, and he lost 5 out of 6 games. So Alcaraz was winning this match. As the return goes in the back of Alcaraz, backhand in the net by Carlos. Advantage Cerundolo. Advantage Cerundolo. Serve. There's a fault by Alcaraz. Second serve. How washed is Alcaraz? Not at all. As it a forehand from Alcaraz, that's a great shot. Cerundolo puts up a lob, but it's wide, and we get back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. All right. Alcaraz serves again. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Return goes wide, and it's advantage Alcaraz. Advantage Alcaraz. That's a fault from Alcaraz. Second serve. Serve in the forehand of Cerundolo. Back in Alcaraz. That's a good shot. Cerundolo in the net. All right, 1-love Alcaraz in the second. All right, chat. Let me try and find a comment that's not crying. Because I'm looking at this chat and there's a lot of people crying. We need to stop this. Why are we crying? I know it's Wednesday, but... How's Rublev doing? Great question. He is 3-all in the second. He won the first set. Against Monfils. Alcaraz is going to win the second set. Okay. Oh, he's going to win 2-1. Okay. As a fault from Cerundolo, second serve. Night Watcher. Love that. Love that you've been here. Thanks for being here. Cerundolo double faults.
Get myself in there.
Love 15. You know what the sad part is, chat? That if Alcaraz comes back to win, the amount of all the people that was like crying now about Alcaraz losing are going to say that Cerundolo choked. So like, you know it's true, right? We hear it all the time. Alcaraz is down a set and it's like Alcaraz sucks, and then he somehow comes back and wins. It's like Cerundolo choked, and you go, okay, like you hate Alcaraz, then go away. Go away. We don't want you here. If you don't like Alcaraz, we don't want you here. Go away. Come back later. Come back when your favorite player plays. You just have nothing nice to say about Alcaraz. Just leave. Get the hell out of here. We don't like that. We don't want that here. Get out of here. Love 30. Cerundolo serves. A let. Alcaraz will win the French. He's a slam guy. I like your thinking. 7 in the front of Alcaraz. Backing out from Cerundolo. Alcaraz backing on the stretch. Cerundolo backhand down the line. Alcaraz gets over the forehand pass. It's a winner.
This is gonna be on tennis TV, bro.
Love 40. Alcaraz now playing some tennis. Love 40. Love 40. Love 40. Alcaraz with one of the best shots he's hit all day and a big vamos as well. Cerundolo serves the fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz back into the back of Cerundolo. Alcaraz back in again. Into the back of Cerundolo down the line. Alcaraz forehand cross. Cerundolo gets it as Alcaraz forehand again. Goes to the nets. 15-40. Saves one. 15-40. As the return goes to forehand to Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand cross. Cerundolo puts up a lob. Goes in to the forehand of Alcaraz. Again, the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it out. Alcaraz breaks. 2-love in the second. 2-0 second set. Not unusual for Alcaraz to lose the first set. He's a slow starter. If you know, you know. All right. 2-love Alcaraz in the second. As we get a let from Alcaraz on this first serve. As the return goes in, slice from Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand pass is a winner. 15-love. Serve again by Alcaraz. As we just serve into the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Alcaraz again, the forehand of Cerundolo. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo hits a drop shot winner. 15-all. I think it was a drop shot. It was. Beautiful drop shot. Chad, is Fran the best South American clay courter right now? Like, is he the best South American clay court player? I'm trying to think. I know that Fonseca, but like, Fonseca's had a great start to the year, and he's probably going to eventually be the great clay court player right now, but like in the future. But as of right now, is Cerundolo the best clay courter from South America? Like, active. Baez? I feel like Baez doesn't convert it to European clay, though. Whereas Fran has a good record in South America and in Europe. I don't think Baez is great in South America. But then once he gets to Europe, his European clay record's not as good. Guillermo Vilas? Yeah, you didn't hear me. 15-30. Backhand to backhand rally, and that goes out by Alcaraz, 15-40. I'm just having a look at the ranking. So by ranking, he's the highest ranked South American. So who's behind him? So you've got Baez, you've got Tabilo, Echeverry. Obviously, you got Fonseca, right? I mean, Jarry was probably the guy, maybe 12 months ago, but it's got to be Cerundolo. 30-40. Because Fran on clay, doesn't matter what like part of the world it is, he's really good. Whereas, I don't know what it is, Baez just can't win on European clay. Like, he wins, I mean, yeah, somebody said he wins Rio, he wins all those total, but when he comes to Europe, Baez loses, like, to the Europeans. He doesn't hang with these guys, whereas Cerundolo does. Yeah, Cerundolo almost beat Djokovic at Roland Garros, true. Anyway, it's 30-40. Chance for Fran to break back. Is it a 4 now from Alcaraz to the back end of Cerundolo? Alcaraz back on the stretch, goes down the line. Oh, it's in it. Is it in?
Unbelievable.
Lovely shot by Alcaraz into the corner. What the hell? All right, deuce. Jesus. Cerundolo is very consistent. You're right. How different is European clay? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if the clay is that different, but it's more just maybe because the vibes are so different, maybe. Like South American tennis, right? Being from South America, playing in South America, like there's such a crazy atmosphere, but maybe Baez just doesn't play as well in Europe because he doesn't get that same support as he does in Brazil or in Argentina, right? Even if he doesn't play in, he plays in Brazil, he's still getting like crazy crowds, and Baez is getting a lot of love. But in Europe, the South Americans usually don't get the same anywhere near that same atmosphere for them, Like a Frenchman in France is about as close as it gets to South American, vibes, right? Whereas Baez doesn't get that same support. And Cerundolo obviously doesn't affect him whether it gets his support or not. He's still going to play well. Anyways, deuce. There's a bit of serve from Alcaraz. That's a fault. Second serve. Yeah, Fran can play on hard courts as well. And Cerundolo is legit. As the return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Drop shot is good. Cerundolo gets it, but hits it wide. Advantage Alcaraz. Monfils leading? What? Monfils is up break in the second. Shit. Rublev's got work. He's got work to do. Also, Mahatch and Demonor just started as well. And the Tsitsipas brothers are playing doubles. And they're losing, but they're playing doubles. Advantage Alcaraz. Serve to the forehand of Cerundolo. Return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand down the line. Alcaraz gets it with the backhand. To the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again to the backhand of Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Drop shot is too good. Chat. If you don't like watching Alcaraz, you don't like tennis. Because this guy can play tennis and he can do everything in tennis. And he can hit like that is a textbook drop shot. And if you don't like that shot, you don't like the sport. That was a crazy shot. That was a great shot. It was a beautiful shot. It was an amazing shot. Even if you don't like Alcaraz, you've got to say that was a great shot because it was. 3-love. By the way, chat, I want to throw something out there. I was watching the highlights of the Berrettini match. Now, may I say this before anybody comes at me and goes, no, Cam. Hear what I have to say first. Is Berrettini going to get the same support? And is he kind of like, and hear me out, listen to what I say. No? Okay. 3-love. By the way, coming up next, we've got Djokovic coming up straight after this match. So stay tuned for that. And then we've also got Ruud versus RBA. That's coming up later. All right. Say it. Okay, so this is what I was watching Berrettini, and it kind of made me think, like, and maybe to a lesser level than this guy that I'm going to mention, but is he kind of like is he kind of like this generation? And when I say this generation, I mean the Zverev, Medvedev, Tsitsipas generation. Is he kind of the Del Potro of this generation when it comes to like, obviously it comes to injuries, right? You know, hard done by injuries. Everybody seems to really want Berrettini to do well, but not on the same level as like, you know, Grand Slam winning Delpo, Big Three beating Delpo. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this generation's Delpo. At the moment of like this, you know, the feel-good story, like we all kind of root for Berrettini. He might be like a lot of people's second favorite player. If you got your favorite player and then you're like, oh, I want Berrettini to do well. Like we all want him to do well. Like Delpo, we all wanted him to do well. And he also can beat a lot of the guys that are his generation. He just hasn't been able to keep his ranking high because of the damn injuries. But I just was watching that replay and I was like, I was just getting like warm feel. I was like, oh, this is like when you watch Delpo do well at the US Open in 2018. You're like, oh yeah, he's kind of back, you know? You love to see it. Kind of gives you that good feeling of, you know, everyone wants Berrettini to do well because we know how good he can be. You see that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Good comparison, I agree. Similarities, yeah. I mean, somebody who's just been like torn down by injuries. Alcaraz, by the way, is about to get to 4-love here. And it's just great to see him come back and get a big win like that. He beat Djokovic earlier this year as well, which was like awesome to see. You know, it's like he's not over yet. Hopefully he stays healthy. But like, I guess rather than Delpo who won a slam, it's like, we're kind of like, oh, I would love to see Berrettini win a 1,000, right? Like if he wins a 1,000 in this kind of current generation, it would be such a good story, I think. Anyways, that goes out by Cerundolo. 4-love. For love. All right. Yeah, Berrettini, former top 10 player before injuries. Exactly. So it just kind of feels like, I don't know, I was just watching it. I'm like, just feels like the tennis world are going to get behind Berrettini, kind of like we did with Delpo when he came back from injury all those times, you know? I think most people in tennis are rooting for Berrettini to do well. All right, that goes out by Cerundolo. 15-love. In my opinion, Berrettini should be top 20. I'll be honest, I think Berrettini should be top 10. And not just based on yesterday. I think Berrettini, at his best, is top 10. At least, 9 or 10, right? Like, I think top 20 for sure, but, top 10. Like Berrettini's at least between, 8 and 15 in the world. Like, that's it. That's what he should be if he's consistent. He showed that yesterday. He showed that against Djokovic earlier this year. Berrettini should be breaking into the top 10, but, maybe around that 9-10 mark, right? All right, 15-all. First serve is a fault, second serve. As you get a return from Cerundolo into the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand slice. Goes wide, 30-15. 30-15. As he serves again, Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forward to the backhand of Cerundolo. Cerundolo goes wide, 40-15. 40-15. Alcaraz for a 5-love lead in the second. As a return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Drop shot is in the net. That would have been a crazy drop shot had it gone over. 40-30. Serve again. The backhand Cerundolo. Return goes back into Alcaraz. Cerundolo into the backhand again of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand again to the Alcaraz backhand. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again down the line. That's a great shot. Cerundolo gets it. Alcaraz forehand again. Cerundolo. Oh no, Alcaraz overhits it. We get to deuce. All right, deuce. Let's just serve again. To the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Alcaraz. Nope. Fran hit it long. Advantage. Advantage. Alcaraz. 5-love lead. Alcaraz serves another fault. Second serve. The return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. That's a great shot. 5-love. Carlos takes over the second. 5-love. Berrettini could win Wimbledon, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, Wimbledon's there. All right. I mean, we all forget so quickly that Berrettini's made 2 hard-court slam semis. He's made the final of Wimbledon. He also has made a bunch of clay court finals as well and won a bunch of clay court titles as well. Like, Berrettini is all rounds, you know. It's just injuries are the thing that's caused him to fluctuate, you know. His rankings gone up and down because of injuries, not because he's not good, right? Like, Berrettini, I mean, you stack his results up against, you know, somebody like a Rublev. I know Rublev's got 1,000 events, but, I mean, Berrettini at slams might be a better player than Rublev, based on record. I'm just, you know, well, results. Maybe not record, but results. Maybe not Rublev. Rublev may be a bad example. But still got to think that Berrettini's, he's legit. Just unlucky, you know. Between Berrettini and Paul, I'll choose Berrettini. Oh, yeah, that's probably a better comparison. Berrettini and Tommy Paul. Even like Berrettini de Minaur. You go, well, shit. Berrettini's had better results than Demon consistently over the time. I mean, you could even compare Berrettini-Fritz maybe. Fritz has got the 1,000 event, but Berrettini's got a lot of stuff. He might be one of the best. Let me just chat. Is Berrettini the best player without a 1,000 right now? Or is it still Casper Ruud? Probably still Ruud, right? But is Berrettini in that line? You know, is he second or third in line for not, like, the best player without a 1,000 right now? You got to say Ruud first, right? Ruud, and then maybe, because Rublev's got one, Tommy Paul, de Minaur. I mean, is Berrettini's going to be in the conversation, right? All right, Alcaraz looking for bagels here. Love 15. As it a forehand now down the line. And Cerundolo in the net. Love 30. No idea what's happened to Fran in the second set. He fell asleep. Love 30. Love 30. Yeah, Rublev already has 2. So didn't I said Ruud. All right, love 30. As we just serve another backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo goes out. Love 40. Love 40. By the way, Berrettini beating Zverev was his first ever top 2 win, Berrettini. Never beaten a guy in the top 2 before. Yesterday, so that's crazy as well. Never beaten Djokovic before this year. I mean, all right, serving the backhand of Alcaraz, return the net, 15-40. Ruud, Demon, or Berrettini, the best without a 1,000 so at the moment. Fair enough. I like that answer. As Fran serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. In the back of Alcaraz. Great return. Cerundolo slice. Alcaraz with the forehand inside out. Cerundolo slice backhand. Goes out. We're going 3. We're going 3. Alcaraz bagels the second. What an easy second set for Alcaraz. All right. Second set in the bag. Alcaraz, 6-love. Whew. Fran's got to figure it out in the second. Sorry, in the third. All right. That set, by the way, 2 winners, 10 errors from Cerundolo. Terrible set by him. Alcaraz cleaned it up. Not that much, though. I mean, he wasn't playing great, Alcaraz, but he was playing a lot better than the first set. 7 winners, 8 errors. Whereas the first set, Cerundolo was about 50-50 on error winners ratio. Alcaraz was hitting a lot more errors in the first set. Cerundolo's like, let me do this now. Fran only won, I think, like 1 point on a second serve as well, which is crazy. Wait, did he win only 1 point on his first serve? Yeah, that was horrible. 1 hour for 2 sets, yep. This is going to be like the Draper match in Indian Wells, you reckon? Okay. I think Fran won his first set against Alcaraz and just decided, like, oh, that was fun. Like, he just completely dropped off. And like I said after the first set, if Alcaraz plays a little better than he did in that first set, he'll probably win the second. I don't think he'd win it that easily. But, yeah, Fran just took a nap. He just took a nap after winning that first set. He's like, yeah, I won one. And then I got accepted to work at a Master 1000 later this year. I'm pumped. Hey, that's awesome. Enjoy that. Sounds fun. Musetti Berrettini's going to be fire. Yeah, that's going to be on tomorrow. All right. Alcaraz to serve first in the third. Here we go. Alcaraz. 6-love in the second. Just bagel. Let's see if Fran can figure it out. Or if this is going to get away from him. As we just serve down the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. As Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. Down the line to the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand goes long. And it's 15-love. Also, Mahatch is kicking Demonor's ass. What? Why? Why is that happening? — 15-love. Tommy Paul has a 1,000? No, he does not have a 1,000. Double fold Alcaraz.
Myself in there.
15-all. If Berrettini keeps this form, do you think Italy is a lock for Davis Cup this year? I mean, maybe. Aussies are terrible on clay, to be fair. False. Barty won a French Open in 2019. Stosur made a couple of finals. Kazakina made a semi a couple of years ago. Demonor made the quarters last year. I mean, it's not our favourite surface, but we can play on clay. Backhand goes into the forehand of Cerundolo to the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand. Nope. Alcaraz hit it out. 15-30. Is Italy a lock? I mean, I think Italy are a lock if Sinner plays. I think if Sinner doesn't play, and you got Musetti, Alcaraz, and like Caboli as the guys, there could be a chance that other teams can win. But if Sinner plays, I think Italy win. Like, it's so hard to say that Italy. I mean, if you got Sinner as number 1 and Berrettini 2, or Musetti as a 2, it's like Sinner wins his match, and then you just got to hope that they got a great doubles team too. It's just like, if Sinner plays, Italy are a lock. But if Sinner doesn't play, that might... I still think they're probably the favourites, even if he doesn't play, but I think there might be a chance for other teams to beat a Sinnerless Italy. But it's still not going to be easy. I mean, they've got so many good players. Sonigo, right? I mean, they could make 3 teams. They could make 2 really strong teams. 30-0. There's a fault second serve. So the only way I see Italy not winning is if Sinner doesn't play for the Davis Cup after that. When was it? After the US Open. If Sinner doesn't play that like qualifiers or the what do you call them? Like the like are they called second round? The second round. They renamed it. If Sinner doesn't play the second round of Davis Cup and he leaves it to like, you know, Berrettini to try and lead the team and they lose, that's the only way Italy don't win. Again, if Sinner doesn't play, Italy don't win. Italy are vulnerable, but not... Again, they can still win. Anyways, Alcaraz holds 1-love. Is that your dog snoring? Yes. Rublev Monfils is tough to watch. Want both them to win. Yeah. Looks like Alcaraz is losing again. Yeah, but we got to stop saying anything before the match is over. Anyways, Alcaraz won 7 games in a row. It'll take a bit of time for Sinner to come back. 3 months is a long time in tennis. True, but also like... Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also... There might be some rust early, but... I don't know. I mean, look at Djokovic, right? He came back after not playing from between Shanghai and Australia, and he still made the semis with one leg. So, if Djokovic can, and I'm not saying Djokovic Sinner's better than Djokovic, but if Sinner can leave the game for 3 months the way he was dominating, and he comes back, he might have a little bit of tough matches in Rome because it's on clay and it's, you know, whatever. But I still would be very shocked if he doesn't at least make the semis of both Rome and Roland Garros, right? I mean, it'd be crazy if Sinner lost like first round of both those tournaments. That would be weird. Unless Sinner gets injured in training over the next couple of weeks and then, you know, he comes in with an injury, then we can talk. But I don't know. I feel like Sinner's going to pick it up pretty quickly. 6-month break would have been different, but 3 months, I mean, yeah, it's a long time, but it's also not really. Double faults, Fran. 15-all. But I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you how many matches Zverev has played since Sinner's been away. Because Zverev has been very active. So Zverev has played Buenos Aires, Rio, Acapulco, Indian Wells, Miami, and Monte Carlo. He's played 6 tournaments since the Australian Open and since Sinner has been away. In those 6 tournaments, Zverev has played and won and lost. How many matches? Hang on, let me check. So since the Australian Open final and since Sinner was banned, Zverev has played 12 matches. He's won 6, lost 6. That's a lot of tennis. 12 matches is a lot. But he's also, like, I mean, if we compare it to Alcaraz, or even Draper, you know, it's probably higher. But the number 2 in the world has played 12 matches in 6 tournaments since Sinner's been gone. 50% for a world number 2. And I know, you know, Alcaraz, sorry, not Alcaraz. Zverev's had his reasons, but I mean, Jannik Sinner's probably sitting back going, when I do come back, at this stage, no one is really, I'm not missing out on that much. Like, I'm not missing out on Like, the only thing he's missing out on is cleaning up all these tournaments because everyone's losing, right? 40-30. Fran trying to snap the streak of games. As Alcaraz forehand goes into the forehand of Fran. Alcaraz backing on the stretch. As Cerundolo backhand down the line. That's a great shot. All right, 1-1. But yeah, I feel like if it was 6 months and Sinner was coming back for like the US Open series, I'd be a lot more. Yeah, there might be a little bit more rust, but 3 months. I mean, it's already flown, right? He's coming back in like 4 weeks. And what's happened since then? We've had a lot of new players kind of step up. That's about it. Nothing like Djokovic and Alcaraz have had moments, but not consistently. Zverev has struggled. Medvedev has struggled. I think Sinner's now got to figure out how to play Mensik and Draper, because those guys are now taking their games to a new level. But again, are they going to be better than Sinner? I don't know. Could they beat Sinner? I don't know. We'll find out, hopefully. But, I'm sure Sinner's not, again, unless Alcaraz goes on and wins Monte-Carlo and Madrid, and then we get to Rome and go, okay, King of Clay, or, Carlos King. Now Sinner comes back on the dirt, and he's got to beat Alcaraz the man, right? Unless that happens, I don't think Sinner's going to be that bothered. And I don't think he's going to be that. I mean, it's going to be a good opportunity for him to get his body right as well, right? Because he's had hip issues, he's had blisters on the feet, right? So it'd be a great opportunity for Sinner to actually get some forced rest and try and come back even stronger, physically stronger. His tennis ability won't disappear, but to get him to have a 3-month holiday, 3-month break where he can work on the little things that his body let him down in last year. And figure out why he was getting sick and figure out all those little things. I mean, he might come back even physically stronger, which is scary because he's already mentally so strong, but also his results are so strong. So then you put if Sinner becomes bulletproof physically, get out of here with that, Alcaraz 40 love. And even better for Sinner, while these guys are battling it out on the clay and the hard courts, and he's just resting, he'll come back and they might all be tired. They might all come out and go, oh man, I'm stuffed. And then Sinner can just run through them. Who knows what Sinner might do when he gets back. One thing that Sinner doesn't have, which a lot of other players seem to have the issue with, is the hunger issue. A lot of players are winning things and then saying, I'm not hungry. Sinner's going to be so hungry when he comes back. 3-month forced break after winning a Grand Slam, and he'll want more. He's going to come back and he's going to be hungry. Whereas a lot of these guys have been saying it a lot lately, that they've lost their hunger, they don't feel the same motivations, the fire's out. Sinner's going to have none of that. He's going to come back even more fired up. It's going to be scary, chat. I mean, I don't know if we're ready for Sinner. Are we ready for Sinner to come back? I don't know if we're ready. I don't know. He might come back and win a calendar slam. Wins a calendar slam with a 3-month break. I mean, come on now. That'd be crazy. Rublev wins. Nice. That was a tough match against Lemont. Monf is not easy to play any day. All right. 2-1 Alcaraz in the second. Third set. It's the final set. Third set. All right. I'll laugh when he comes back and starts losing. Who? Sinner? Well, you're going to probably have to wait a long time until he starts losing because he probably won't. So you won't be laughing much. Looking forward to Rublev plays Feast, perhaps. Or is it Rublev Feast? Wait, is that a match? Is that a thing? Or is that a possibility quarterfinal? Wait, hang on. Rublev versus... Ooh, Feast. Ooh, that is a good match. That is a good matchup. Love that matchup. Winner of this plays Altmaier, by the way. Rublev Feast. That's a fun one tomorrow. Draper Fokina. Chat, we got some good matches tomorrow. Musetti Berrettini. There's some good matches tomorrow. And then possibly Djokovic, Dimitrov. I mean, we love Dimmy, but I don't want to see that match. Anyways, Alcaraz sits it out, 15 love. Feast beat Caboli already. He played start of the day. 15 love. Cerundolo serves. Into the back of Alcaraz. Forehand, Cerundolo. In the back of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand goes long. 15 all. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Double fault, Cerundolo. 15-30. A chance for Alcaraz to break. To start the final set. $15-30. Serve out wide as a fault. Second serve. Winner of this match will take on Altmaier, who beat Gasquet today. Double fault, Fran. Oof. Back-to-back double faults, 15-40. Cerundolo has just dropped off after that first set. Break points, Alcaraz, in the third set. All right, Fran with the serve. Here's another fault. Second serve. Yeah, Cerundolo's serve is not even... It's just not working at all. Not at all. And Alcaraz gets a break. 3-1. Alcaraz breaks. Which players do you think should be lower ranked than they are right now, and which should be higher ranked? Look, I don't want to get on the negativity. I want to try and keep things positive. So I don't want to be like, oh, this player is too high. You know, I don't think I need to say. You guys can already make up your own minds about who you think is overranked. But I'll tell you some players that I think are underrated. Definitely Berrettini, right? Berrettini should be way higher ranked. I think Berrettini should be much higher ranked. I think Menzik proved in Miami that he probably should be top 20, but he'll get there eventually. I think Lehechka at 25 in the world is low. I think he should be high ranked. I think that Berrettini 31 in the world, he should be better. He should be ranked higher. He will be eventually. I think Hurkacz is sort of underranked. 27 Hurkacz. I mean, maybe he won't get his ranking back up soon, but I think Hurkacz is like outside the top 20. Hurkacz, that's kind of crazy. I think he should be higher ranked. Who else do I think is underranked? Well, look, we can all go through all the young guys like Fonseca and Tien and all these young guys. They should be better, but they'll get better. Maybe we won't count those guys because we'll see them rise eventually. I still think Djokovic is underranked. I think Djokovic is top 3. Like Nole at 5, he should be at least top 4, maybe top 3. Still, right? Djokovic shouldn't be 5. He looks weird at 5 behind, a couple of those guys. It looks a bit strange. That's only because he didn't play most of the end of last year, right? Djokovic plays the end of last year. He probably gets at least the number 4. Anyways, backhand winner by Alcaraz. 15-0. It's a bit weird to see Djokovic down there. Who else? So yeah, that's probably it for me at the moment. I think everyone else is sort of ranked. I'm not saying who's overranked because I think that's just rude to say that. But like I said, you guys can do it. But I'm not going to do it. 15-all. Alcaraz with the break in the final set, 3-1. He's got a forehand now from Alcaraz into the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand of Alcaraz sliced. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand again. Goes long and it's 15-30. By the way, the guy who said, what happened to Cerundolo, Cam, you thought he was going to win? No, I said Alcaraz was going to win in 3. But also, where did you go to? Because you were talking about how you thought that Carlos was king. Then you were saying that my hair is a wig. So I'm like, where have you been? You obviously dipped out when you started to panic. As Alcaraz gets to 30. Zverev should be 20. No, he should be top 5 still. Where is Nick Kyrgios? He doesn't play clay. 30. Shelton is just not serious enough. He is potentially a great player. Shelton made the Australian Open semi-finals and the Indian Wells semi-finals. He doesn't play well on clay. Shelton's not a clay quarter. He's been very good, though. Shelton is very good. Shelton is very, very good. He's a little erratic, but he's very good. 30. Did a forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz on the stretch. Forehand now from Cerundolo. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand again. The forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo in trouble. As Alcaraz with the forehand hits a drop shot. Cerundolo's going to get it. No, he's not. No, he's not.
This is going to be on tennis TV.
It's too good. Alcaraz throws the fist. 40-30. Sinner 1, Alcaraz 2, Djokovic 3. I agree. Okay. Alcaraz looking for a 4-1 lead in the final set. As with a serve. The backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz drop shot again as a winner. 4-1 Alcaraz in the final set. All right. All right. 4-1 Alcaraz final set. If anyone feels any player is over or underranked, then surely time will tell as they move up down the rankings. Yeah, I think the only players that you can say are underranked are the ones that either have come back from injury or are injured, or the ones that just haven't performed as well at the slams as they should have. But you're right. Time will tell. Where are the haters now? They're probably just chilling. So you think Fritz and Zverev are overranked a bit? No. No. Zverev made a final of the French and won a 1,000 title, and Fritz made the final of the ATP finals and the US Open. I mean, name a player below them that has done better than that. Right? I mean, maybe Djokovic. But then, like I said, I'd have Djokovic higher over, maybe in 3, Zverev and Fritz behind him, but I wouldn't have Zverev and Fritz lower than top 5. You know? I mean, I don't know how you could put Draper in top 5 over Fritz, even though he won Indian Wells, but I mean, Fritz still has done a lot more over the last 12 months. Draper had a great US Open semi-final. He obviously won Indian Wells. Draper might get to number 5 and maybe overtake Fritz in like a couple months, but at this moment, you can't say the last 12 months that's not the top 5. I do think Djokovic should be higher than those guys, but he didn't play, so it's his own fault. I love 15. Alcaraz just cruising at the moment. As the return goes in the backhand of Cerundolo, backhand from Alcaraz. Again, the backhand of Cerundolo sliced into the front of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand into the volley of Alcaraz, and that's too good. Love 30. Love 30. Draper's the real number one. Everyone knows it. Okay. As the backhand return goes into the backhand Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand into the backhand Cerundolo down the line of the front of Alcaraz. Alcaraz hits it out, 15-30. All right, 15-30. $15-30 as we just serve again from Cerundolo's a fault. Second serve. Second serve is a double fault, man. Fran's serve. That's been the worst part of his game since the first set. His serve has just dropped off. 15-40. This is Cerundolo. It's supposed to be a tough draw. Some of you are real tough when... where were you in the first set? That's... some of you are real tough. You're real tough at the moment. Oh, this is supposed to be a tough draw? Yeah, where were you in the first set? Obviously, in the first set, you were saying the same thing, right? You were definitely here. You weren't hiding in the first set, right? Backhand goes into the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz with the forehand of Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand into the backhand of Alcaraz. Great shot, Alcaraz. Cerundolo gets it, but Alcaraz comes in, puts it away. That's what we want to see from Carlos. All right. Alcaraz is going to serve this match. By the way, Juan Carlos is not there, I don't think. He's not there. I don't think. All right. Alcaraz serving the match. But Fran won the first set and fell asleep. He never won a set against Alcaraz till today, and when he did, he forgot how to win another one. He just went, I don't know how to do it. You did it once, and then it's enough for him. All right, 5-1, Alcaraz serving for the match. I'll tell you this, though, chat. Alcaraz probably wins tomorrow, right, against Altmaier, but he's going to have to play Fils or Rublev. And that's not going to be easy. That's going to be fun for us. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch either Fils. I kind of want to see Alcaraz Rublev more because Rublev won this before and Rublev beat Carlos in Madrid, I think, right? No. Yes? Yeah. So that'd be fun to watch, but I wouldn't mind. If Fils can beat Rublev, maybe he is ready for Alcaraz on a clay court. Either way, great matches if we can get it. As with a backhand return. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand of Cerundolo. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand. Into the net. 15-all. 15-all. No lie, I think Rublev would be harder to challenge than Fils. I agree. Rublev has won this before. He's also beaten Rafa here before. Like, Rublev in Monte-Carlo, if Tsitsipas hadn't won 3 out of the 4 titles, as Alcaraz hits a lovely volley. Cerundolo gets it, but hits a wide serve and volley. Carlos, why not? 30-15. I don't think Fils... if Fils makes it to Alcaraz, I think Fils... on a clay court, I don't know. It depends how he beats Rublev. If Fils beats Rublev easily, which could happen, then maybe he puts up a good fight against Carlos. But I think if Fils beats Rublev in 3 and Alcaraz wins easily, then you say Alcaraz beats Fils. But either way, like I said, it's going to be fun to watch either of those guys play against Alcaraz. As we're serving at the back end of Cerundolo, back end of Alcaraz, in the back of Cerundolo, as Alcaraz drop shot. Cerundolo gets there. And as Alcaraz at the backhand pass. Cerundolo can't get it. Just a lovely flick cross-court backhand with no... just effortless. 40-15. Match points. 40-15. Carlos to take his first win in Monte Carlo ever? Maybe? Has he ever won a match here? I don't think he has. Djokovic coming up next, by the way, so stay tuned. Alcaraz serves. He serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Cerundolo. Return the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand. Getting the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand slice. Alcaraz with the forehand down the line. Cerundolo gets it. As Alcaraz forehand again is just wide. 40-30. 40-30. That was just out by Alcaraz. Match point number 2. $40-30. Alcaraz serves. A fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Cerundolo. Return into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand lob. Alcaraz lets it bounce. And hits it in the net. We get to deuce. What a terrible smash. So casual by Alcaraz too. Terrible. All right, we get to deuce. Yeah, Alcaraz took that way too casually. I mean, he's up 5-1. He's got time, but that was a sloppy shot. Serve. There's a let. Seventh forehand of Cerundolo. Return goes forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo inside our forehand goes long. Advantage Alcaraz. Match point number 3. For Alcaraz to take the win. Man, disappointing from Cerundolo. After winning that first set, he let Carlos get back in this easily. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz, drop shot's good. Cerundolo gets it, but hits it in the net. Alcaraz wins. Alcaraz wins. But Fran, man, he didn't play great in the first set. Fran, he played okay. He played well. But then he just disappeared, Fran. And Alcaraz played better in the second and third, but Fran, he let him back in easily. And once he got back in, Fran didn't know what to do. He's like, I don't know what to do now. GG's first win at Monte-Carlo as well. There you go. Alcaraz wins his first match in Monte-Carlo. That's crazy. That is crazy considering he's won the French Open. And Alcaraz has been a thing for like 4 years at least, right? And this is his first Monte Carlo win? Crazy. Crazy. All right, Fran leaves the court. He's got to be disappointed. I mean, look, you win your first set against Alcaraz. That's good. But that second set fall off had to be studied. Like, that was disappointing. After that, after finally winning his first set against Alcaraz and looking decent, it was like a completely different player in the second and third. All right, now, Novak Djokovic is going to take on Tabilo, who beat him last year on a clay court. So let's see if he can do it again, or if Djokovic is going to enact his revenge. Jump on over. Pardon me, talking about ourselves. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to watch Djokovic take on Tabilo. We've also got Mahatch taking on Demonor. Demonor's coming back in the second, and Ruud versus RBA is just about to start as well. So plenty more tennis still going. We can talk about what's already happened as well. But great win by Alcaraz. Wins his first match in Monte Carlo. 3-6. 6-love, 6-1. He takes out Cerundolo, and he is into the third round tomorrow, where he'll play against Altmaier.